Also, we got to mention Kubo, right, who got hurt. The Real Sociedad winger who got hurt in the first game against the Netherlands. So that's another really key guy.
Could be Minamino as well.
Another one, torn ACL, Monaco. Another one that didn't even make it over here. Just heartbreak for those players on teams that just are on the verge of making the final roster and just don't get to the World Cup.
Gabriel and Marquinhos, the two centre-backs, have come forward for this free kick. A lot of air on that one. Well, the goalkeeper came, spilled it, and now has got it.
The Japanese hearts skipping a beat there with Suzuki off his line here. Amazing. He was born in Newark, New Jersey, which is incredible, and he could have represented the U.S., Ghana.
And at 6'3", he is Japan's tallest ever World Cup goalkeeper.
Keepers here today.
Well, there is Neymar, one appearance at these finals. Of course, torrid time with injuries over the last few years for Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer. You can hear the reaction of the crowd as his image is put up on the giant screens here.
Well, like Cristiano, he's a world celebrity. He got some minutes late in one of the games. What really Carlo Ancelotti is planning to do with Neymar in this tournament, it's hard to know, but it's kind of split 50-50 in the country if they wanted Neymar to go to the World Cup. But he is just so popular and just such a talented player.
There is Marquinhos to Gabriel. Well, they conceded one goal between them in 5 starts under Carlo Ancelotti. And just a reminder, for the first time during his reign, the same starting 11. He used so many different players throughout qualifying, but it may just be that he's finally beginning to determine what his best 11 may be. Here's Guimaraes. Danilo, Guimaraes again. Gabriel. Vinicius Junior.
It's a really good look at the shape of Japan. 5 across the back.
Graham switching it. Back it comes to Gabriel. Casemiro, who's without a club at the moment. It's Manchester United, living on it. They play here in the States next season with Inter Miami.
Of course, Inter Miami.
Of course, where else would he be?
Everybody's first take is by Inter Miami. I want to get down there with Messi and David Beckham and Jorge Mas and company.
There is Casemiro, what a ball. Danilo in behind. Paquetá in the middle. There's Santos. There's Guimaraes. Oh, he's knocked out Paquetá with that one. Paquetá back on his feet, but no doubt seeing stars for a while now. He's about full on.
Absolute chaos there. It all started off a great Danilo run.
Here's Vinicius Junior looking to sniff something out. Suzuki getting hands on the ball for Japan.
So we've had a couple of really good examples of how Brazil's trying to break down this Japanese cohesive unit. The big switches are something that have to be on today. You saw Ayan do that. And then you saw Danilo with a fantastic run to get in behind. And he came from a deeper position. So these are things Brazil has to do. And then you got the individual player, which is the best tactic wrecker of all, is simply the individual. And Brazil's got him.
There's Keito Nakamura, who was was another of those on target when these two met in October of last year. Hiroki Ito of Bayern Munich. And now Sano of Mainz. Taniguchi turns 33 next month, playing in his second World Cup. And Japan just beginning to get a passing move going here. Nakamura. Putting options in the middle, flicked away. Marquinhos who got his head on that one.
Here's Japan trying to repress. It's just going to force this long ball. That is a great piece of confidence building time period there for Japan.
Painful one there for Vinicius Jr. And the referee may well want a word with Meishu Sano.
They got him right on the foot. This is a tackle we've seen a lot. Studs are exposed, gets there late. And those are stingers. Those are.
Sano goes in the book. And now Team Brazil to have taken part in all 23 editions of the World Cup. They've reached the semi-final in just one of their last 5 appearances on the global stage.
And you saw Vinny Jr. coming into sort of the channel there from the wider position, so he'll show up central. He'll get out wide and try to get isolated. He's having a heck of a World Cup so far. He's really kind of taken the leadership role from a goal-scoring perspective.
Wader looking to bring it under his spell, without success that time. Casemiro, taken by Guimaraes. Good touch from Cunha, and Suzuki puts a glove on that. Brazil corner. Really nice move.
Well, it's 2 straight balls, and that's what Casemiro can do. He can hit the straight ball, and it gets you.
Paquetá leg inside, and only just wide. Douglas Santos, not far away.
Just a great angle front. It's a first-time ball coming from Paquetá, and Cunha just pulls it wide. Not by much.
Ito. This is Junior Ito now. Really good feet and taken down. It's also a card. And this is a free kick to Japan in a position of promise.
Love their response too. So puts pressure on them, gets them back and in their own box for a bit, and then you get a great response from Japan. And now Casemiro has to play this game very differently. And that's just crunch. dangerous tackle from behind. If they can get Casemiro isolated a little bit without support, this quickness and mobility and quick interplay
Free kick var.
be very, very effective and put him in a position like this where he's got to foul people.
Do have a reputation, Japan, of being strong on set plays. Carlo Ancelotti was talking about that yesterday in his pre-match press conference, and how careful Brazil needed to be in that regard. A few
Free kick
candidates
is
for
free
this one.
kick go.
Aichi Kamada is there,
Boşta hoca.
and Hiroki Ito likewise, and Ritsu Doan also. What do Japan have up their sleeve here?
Absolutely, if you're going direct to goal, favors the right foot here, and you see the three-man wall of Japan behind Brazil. It's just kind of hide the ball, make it a problem for Alisson to react.
And that one is fired straight into the wall by Daichi Kamada. Japan corner.
Duramıyor.
Positive ball, it's living up to what we thought it would.
Well, you could make a decent team out of some of the faces in there. Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, and the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, in attendance for this one. This is a hot ticket, this, in the round of 32. Ito's corner. Brazil able to repel it.
Good.
Ito down the line for Nakamura, but he has too much of it.
Nakamura ne
Yeah, it's a
yaptı
shame because it's an
Nakamura?
unforced error and you really had this on for a crossing opportunity. Fans from Japan out here in real color today, so is the Brazilian fans, making this just a spectacular match and atmosphere.
Flicked on by Ryan, but Japan back on it. Finished second in Group F. Japan 2 points behind the Netherlands, ahead of Sweden and Tunisia. And they've got some space now to play with. Sano onto Doan. Maeda looking to cross. So found Gabriel in his way.
Gabriel's like a pillar back there, just came out. Comes out of the middle so beautifully. He's athletic enough to do that. Gets a lot of blocks, so important to Arsenal winning the Premier League title.
He's left out of the Brazil squad 4 years ago by Chiche, who said Gabriel was too hot-headed. But a vital part now of that Brazilian back line.
Look at Alisson on the ball now, the goalkeeper for Brazil. He went through this warm-up that was incredible. He was hitting balls right, left. He did as much with his feet as he did with his hands in the warm-up. It was fascinating. Every type of pass that he's going to have to hit out here, he replicated in the warm-up here tonight. Or should I say this afternoon?
It's easy to forget, but easy to forget. Gabriel. I mean, I don't know what day it is anymore. I just, my schedule is all around football. My appointments I can figure out by what day of a game is happening. That makes sense.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Not that I have many appointments, of course. I'm not that popular, but... Guimaraes. Paquetá with Douglas Santos making moves down the line. It's
Yeah.
gone to Vinicius Junior.
They're getting a second defender in and around Vinny Jr., and that's certainly something that everybody tries to do. Now, how well you do it and how you execute it is another story. So far, it's very good for Japan because all their lines are tight. There's a lot of support to each other. They don't get pulled apart much. And it is those times when they get pulled apart that Brazil's got to recognize and go.
Just a reminder, we will play to a finish here today. Extra time, potentially penalties will be used to decide the winner. Don't have one in 90 minutes.
एक बात होइन हौ क्रोमबाट
Nakamura, that's going to drop short of his intended target. Santos, Vinicius Junior against Tomiyasu. Links in the cross, only partially cleared.
Paquetá.
Gathered by Tomiyasu and cleared.
Danger averted there. That was a really flat ball, a bad choice. And those are the moments that against Brazil, you can't have too many of those, so you're going to get punished. Japan's certainly content being in a situation like this. They're so well drilled, they're so organized.
And it is the same through every age group as well. I've seen a lot of Japan at various levels, and they all play the same way. The ethos runs through every age group.
Yeah, it's been 20 years in the making. It's, Japan, their technical ability, their focus on their comfort with the ball is also such a big part of it. And that's how they bridge the gap sometimes of athleticism and or superstar power. That's what they're trying to do today, suffocate superstars.
And in many respects, Japan facing their mentors here today. Brazilian football's had a big influence on the development of the game back in Japan. It goes back to the early 90s when legendary Zico went there. Helped at both domestic level and international level. And by the time Brazil won the World Cup in '94, several players were either playing or had played for Japanese clubs.
The Brazilians were a big part of getting the J-League going. There's a good look at Ronaldinho. Oscar.
And Oscar next to him, yeah. Whole series of World Cup winners in the stands today for Brazil.
Just remarkable players with stature. And, we looked at the list here today and, our eyeballs popped out of our head. The legendary players that are in the building, that just bring an additional aura to this.
Lucas Paquetá. Gabriel. Douglas Santos, who seems to have solved that left back issue for Brazil. It has been a problem area for them. And Cunha pleading for a foul over there that he's not going to get. Not yet, anyway.
Well, he's trying to turn the corner here. And he's trying to get in behind Sano. It would have been called, it was outside the box anyway.
So we have reached the hydration break here in Houston.
not the best game of the tournament. It's Sion Suzuki.
Place in the round of 16 on the line against either Cote d'Ivoire or Norway. Ito down the line. And Japan get the corner. Nakamura looking to steer it into the middle.
जापानले गोल हाल्यो
A goal that will echo from Texas to Tokyo.
जापानले गोल
The
हाल्यो
Eternal Kings, the five-time champions, the guardians of the game's greatest throne are behind. Kaishu Sano with his first international goal. Japan lead Brazil.
Unbelievable. And what a start for Japan, but this is the moment for Sano. Because Sano, this is not about a build-up. This is about simply winning a ball, going with conviction, becoming a one-man show, and then striking an incredible finish here. Even got grabbed at the moment he struck that. But this is just straight ahead. Want to get to goal. It comes off an unforced error. And this is how Japan takes the lead. Incredible start here in Houston.
But we knew they had it in them.
Yeah, I still think it's amazing, though, with the amount of changes and players that are missing. But I think that is, to your point, the beauty of the system, because everybody can plug into it. But I don't think any of the pundits that I know, any of my friends have said that this is an overwhelming win today for Brazil.
Marquinhos. Only the second goal this tournament. And Brazil have conceded. Of course, the other one was in their opener against Morocco when they fell behind. And this man here levelled it up for them, Vinicius Jr.
It's just a thrilling start. It really is. And both teams are employing their ideas of how they want to play the game today. But one moment separates it.
And recent history does not look good for Brazil when concerned first. In their last 5 matches when they've gone behind in some circumstances, they've failed to win. Not since a victory over Croatia back in 2014. If they come from behind in a position such as this to win.
나를 꼴레이디를 지금
That is deemed as a foul on Douglas Santos. And we're threatening to break away.
Brazil's going to want Douglas Santos to get forward for him, but that's just an ill-timed tackle. Obvious foul. And no question on Doan. That is an important set piece here. And Brazil's got targets for sure.
Qatar and Guimaraes, the two over it.
Pretty high line here from Japan. That near post area is something to keep an eye on.
Qatar swings it in. Marquinhos climbing. Get the connection on that. He would have hoped for.
Well, you got good targets with Marquinhos and Gabriel. There's no question about that. This is a look back at the goal, the final moment. Just a beautiful finish here, and you saw it. It's nudged at the last minute. But that's just from picking up a bad ball and going directly to goal. That's as straight a path to goal as you're going to get with a player running with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, great confidence from Sano, who was brought into the starting lineup today. Only made 3 appearances in the qualifying campaign. Vinicius Junior, comfortable for Suzuki.
And Vinny Junior's drifting inside a lot now. And he gets in a really good area here. We know how he can strike a ball. We've seen some of the quality of his goals.
He's the first Brazilian to score in every group game, Vinicius Junior, since Ronaldo and Rivaldo did so back in 2002. Gabriel. Straight ball down the middle, thumped away by Tadeguchi.
لا मुझे आफू ठोकिरहेको
Douglas Santos. Cunha of Manchester United. To Danilo of Flamengo. Danilo delivering. Japan not dealing with that particularly well. Vinicius Junior, back it comes from Takata. Vinicius Junior once more. It is a crowd scene inside that penalty box. And Ritsu Doan gets Japan out of a tight spot. Junya Ito did not get very far. And Paqueta's ball down the line has too much on it for Vinicius Junior. And Japan breathe again.
Junya Ito was holding on to the ball to try and give somebody time to get in front of it. But we go back to the lone goal of this game, a fantastic one from Sano. And there might be some question there if the Brazilian center backs needed to get out to him a little bit quicker once he reached midfield. But what a start for Japan.
Good.
Vinicius Junior
chance.
Guimaraes now.
chance.
Back for Vinicius Junior. Doan with an important challenge.
And Brazil's starting to heat up, and they're getting guys around the top of the box. Paqueta.
Tomiyasu with an important header there. A chance for a Japanese break. Ito being pursued by Paqueta.
Now they can walk it up and kind of get a sigh of relief, but they were under heavy pressure. And Brazil's press was effective. They were turning the ball over. It was leading to chances. and there was some chaos in that organized Japanese setup.
I've mentioned the year 2002 a lot already today for obvious reasons. The last time Brazil lifted the trophy. It's actually the last time as well since they came from behind to win a knockout match at the quarter-final stage against England. And moving on very quickly from that, here is Lucas Paquetá. Casemiro, Cunha, Gabriel joining in, Guimaraes, Japan continuing to frustrate through their diligent work.
Pretty remarkable, because when Brazil breaks a line with a pass, because the lines are so tight, the ability to recover is always there for Japan and get pressure on the ball very quickly.
Paquetá, a picture of sheer frustration there, not happy at all that he wasn't getting any movement ahead of him.
Passing lanes are cut out for long periods here.
There's Cunha.
What?
Again, it's a shot from distance.
Oh, Damian.
And it's dropped off comfortably by Suzuki.
Yeah, it wasn't struck well. It's from distance, as you mentioned, and going to take something special to beat Suzuki from there. The more this goes on, the more maybe the frustration leads, and it can lead to opportunity. In transition, possibly for Japan.
Cunha. Ryan. Gabriel. Douglas Santos over on that far left touchline. Getting chalk on his boots, hoping it might just come his way.
Well, he's bringing the width now, so is Danilo, and that's allowing Vinny Jr. to come inside it. It's very, very congested in there. And Carlo Ancelotti mentioned in the press conference, the ball has to move quicker.
Vinicius Jr. Casemiro, loose touch from him. And Maeda is on his way. He's short on support though just now, and it needs the intervention of Paquetá to hold up his run.
And that's a great point you bring up, because when you're defending this deep, it's hard to get out in transition, and that one player's got to make very good decisions on if he should hold the ball, turn away from pressure, keep going.
This is a position, though, that Japan have been in before in a World Cup match, back in the 2006 group stage. They were 1-0 up in Dortmund, and Brazil came back to win 4-1.
Brazil didn't go forward there. I don't know if they were waiting for an injured player or what, but that was the time with Japan spread out to really go with real verve and tempo and directness. But now they're settled again.
There is some frustration coming from the stands as well, as far as Brazil are concerned. A lot of Brazilians here today. But particularly pleased with what they're seeing from their team in terms of going forward. Real lack of penetration from them at the minute. Everything in front of Japan, they'll be more than happy with that. And they're forced to cross in from deep. Their shots have been from long range. And in terms of carving something out inside that penalty area, it's been nothing.
Now the real chances aren't there yet. They're half chances at best. These are so difficult. It's so difficult of a team to play against Japan. You almost think their goal has to come off a press or a deflection. They just move in such a beautiful block.
Ito of Genk in Belgium scored the third goal in that 4-0 win over Tunisia. Also came off the bench to set up the equaliser and the winning goal against Brazil last October. The Japanese number 14 out on the right wing. And receiving it now from Tomiyasu. Doan.
Japan's got to be careful here because Vinny Jr.'s isolated one-on-one with a defender. And now with Japan committing forward, if they can win the ball, find an early ball to Vinny Jr., they could be off and running. Samiro's having to play the game differently. His game has been tempered a bit with the yellow card.
Here's the goal scorer, Sano. Ritsu Doan. Ito. 3 to Aymat in the middle. Maeda was the closest to it. Brazil clear. Hiroki Ito up from the back. Interesting cross. And flicked away by Douglas Santos. Well, Japan, for me, carry a greater threat going forward than Brazil do at the moment, albeit not with great frequency.
Well, that's the difference, frequency. I mean, Brazil's had 60% of the possession, the territorial advantage, but it hasn't led to as much as Japan's maybe had.
Sano sent sprawling, on it goes. Referee plays the advantage. Nakamura.
Exactly how Japan wants to play. Just have these selective moments, make great use of them, and then suffocate you with this remarkable tight team structure and shape.
Oh, lovely play there. And Doan just pick out the final pass. But the way they worked it in from that right-hand side was impressive.
And that was a bad giveaway from Brazil again, though, because they had an opportunity to get off in transition. Their passing hasn't been clean at times out of the back, including the one that led to the goal from Sano.
Rochi Kamada of Crystal Palace. Sweeping it over to the right for Junya Ito. Might have a pop himself here, he did.
Good.
And Guimaraes is sent up, linked for card out. Guimaraes frustrated because he was on his way.
Well, Kamada's, this is a professional foul. And if you're Brazilian, you're pretty happy here that Bruno Guimaraes has been fouled and that a referee has brought out a yellow card here. He has set a standard for what's going to happen in transition if people are going to try to pull off professional fouls.
Low hero hands. With
Lofted in.
shit.
Japan hold
Yeah.
Brazil were expecting a corner, it is not. We are now into a minimum of 4 added minutes at the end of this first period. Both goals in the knockout phase so far have come from outside the box. Canada scoring with one very dramatically late in the game yesterday. They'll be coming here next.
But that from Maeda, just to dig that out in the corner, that was a ball that looked like was in possession of Brazil. Just a relentless work ethic. They contest every ball.
Tomiyasu. Brazil ball. A shake of a throw.
For Tomiyasu, it's only a 5th start for him. You got to wonder what's going on in the mind of that man, Carlo Ancelotti, the first foreign manager ever for Brazil.
Yeah, played at the 1990 World Cup. Carlo Ancelotti. Italy came 3rd. Played 90 minutes against England, a match for 3rd place. Italy won.
And such a revered figure in the game. He's just done it in so many different ways, so many different levels.
He was actually on the coaching staff as well when Italy lost on penalties against Brazil here in the US in the '94 final. So many links to different strands of the game, Carlo Ancelotti. As I mentioned right at the top, that was his CV is unrivaled, unmatched.
Unbelievable, yeah. That was the '94 Romario Bebeto team. There was a young 18-year-old that was brought on the bench to experience the World Cup named Ronaldo.
Whatever happened to him?
Well, he's here today.
One of many Brazilian legends, Brazilian royalty, watching on. Watching the current crop trailing Japan by a goal to nil and struggling to break them down.
For me, Brazil needs to get more width in their game. They need to get more crosses in. They have to spread Japan out side to side a bit more. And now we see him creeping up the field, Danilo. That's the ball you need.
Marquinhos. Qatar was the target, hooked away by Junya Ito.
Yeah, I think Danilo's got to take that down and take that wide and try to get to the end line and turn the corner, as opposed to recirculating it and a cross coming in at a different type of angle. It's got to be mixed up a little bit.
Brazil have got to play it down at the moment. And Wader, who's been quiet, able to get that one under control.
Pakata's come up limping a little bit.
And that is half-time. Japan are halfway there, halfway to claiming their first ever knockout victory at a FIFA World Cup. Brazil have had all of the ball, but have struggled to break down this resolute Japanese side who lead by a goal to nil.
ब्राजिलले हर्रा जस्तो गरिरहेछ के गर्नु
They are in front against Brazil. And Brazil will be making a change at the start of this second half. No great surprise. Lucas Paquetá, who we saw hobble off, is going to be
collective Japan, and everything Japan wanted, for the most part, went their way. I think Brazil's going to have to get into the repress more. They're going to have to try to win the ball and create a little bit more confusion, get a little bit more width in their game. But this is set up for a beautiful second half.
the competition's most decorated nation has 45 minutes to save themselves. Raishu Sano with the only goal of the game, really well taken as he drove on from midfield and fired low past Allison. Back underway then, Japan in the white shirts, going from left to right here in Houston with that 1-goal advantage. And Andrić is on to this, first involvement for him. Cunha up there with him, touched up to Ryan. Vinicius Jr. Swirling ball, good handling from Suzuki.
That's why you bring on Andrić. You got youthful spirit here. You got a young player that's extremely talented. Stage may be set for him to break out, but he can run at people. He can do it in tight spaces. He's a player that's got to try to lift this team. Now, it also brings into question amazing control from way down.
Ridiculous, wasn't it? Nakamura got a second bite at this one. Not a bad ball either. This is Ritsu Duan and hacked away by Douglas Santos. Brazil have only failed to score in one of their last 13 World Cup matches. That was a 1-0 group stage defeat to Cameroon 4 years back. Desperate for one now. Ito, whistle has gone though. Brazil wanted a free kick, much to the dismay of the entire Japanese bench down there.
Brazil's definitely trying to make this a little bit more of a chaotic game, a little bit more of a high-tempo game.
Gabriel. Vinicius Jr. Good ball, and
Heck yeah.
able to get it under his spell. And Maeda on the surge for Japan. What a run this is. He's lent his team a free kick.
Yellow card there.
It's brought about a yellow card as well for Danilo.
Danilo and Casemiro have one. This is obviously to kill off this trip. Transitional moment. It's a professional foul. This referee's been very, very good on making sure that people understand somebody breaks out in transition and you grab them, you're picking up a yellow.
Maurizio Mariani of Italy is our referee for this one, incidentally. Rocky Ito. Safely back to Zion Suzuki, earning his 29th cap for Japan today. 8 clean sheets from 10 appearances in qualifying for the Japanese goalkeeper. Bit of a loose touch there from Tomiyasu, which meant the second one he was struggling to reach.
And Cunha was trying to apply the pressure here. So they're going to give Japan a free kick.
Japan's 8th goal at this World Cup, which equals the record for an Asian nation. Level now with Korea Republic, who also got 8 in 2002. Oh, nicely done.
Good.
Casemiro getting a toe on it. That could break rather nicely for Andrić. And the pass not up to the required standard.
Japan's got to be very, very careful here, especially in this first 15 minutes. Keep their composure, and they're finding spaces. Brazil's committing themselves forward.
Maeda on the move. Marquinhos unflustered back to Alisson.
Marquinhos is just so good. That was just effortless.
He plays the game as though he's wearing carpet slippers.
There are those defenders that are just effortless and can do things in a different way because they read the game on the next level. He's one of them.
Just the 39 trophies he's won in 13 years at Paris Saint-Germain. Just 39.
Incredible.
Maeda to Nakamura. It's a nice touch, but didn't work out. Maeda. Brazil back on the attack with Vinicius Junior.
Anu.
Gabriel. Casemiro. Marquinhos. Danilo.
Ball comes central. There's just a block of 6 Japanese players. It's going to be very hard, even with all the talent Brazil has, to play in those tight spaces and break through and break them down.
The fact that they're defending so narrow, does that tell us they're wanting Brazil to go out wide?
It may be, but you know, if you're going out wide and you're getting the ball to the feet of Endrick and you're getting the ball to the feet of Vinny Jr. early, I don't find anything wrong with that from an attacking standpoint. He's coming in on his right a lot.
That's a good ball, and it's a really good save as well from Suzuki. Guimaraes denied.
Tremendous delivery from Danilo. First really clear chance I think Brazil has had today. It's brought the crowd back. But look at this, just put on a platter here. Timing is there, everything is there. Head meets the ball. And it's a good save from Suzuki.
Has that lit the fuse for Brazil, I wonder? Scooped it again, this time towards Vinicius Junior. Guimaraes.
Brazilian fans are back in it, there's no question.
Vinicius Junior's cut back. Cleared away. Brazil will recycle and build again. Marquinhos.
Vinny Jr. did well there to get to the end line. I think that in combination with delivery from an inverted way is the way back for them. It's got to be a mixture.
Brazil raising the tempo now, increasing the pressure on Japan, who are dropping deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
Ryan. It's deep. It's back across. Did it cross the line?
Shit.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Amazingly, it did not. And now the counter is on for Japan. Junya Ito. Maeda streaking through the middle. There's others up there as well. Nakamura. Driven across. And an opportunity wasted. Wow, drama at both ends.
Unbelievable sequence. And Brazil, they teased out the goalkeeper Suzuki and pinballs around the penalty area. Tomayasu blocks it, he doesn't even know he blocked it. This is just an incredible sequence. And then it leads to that transitional moment. But Brazil getting rewarded, coming out here with more vigor, more intent, and more urgency.
Well, luck was certainly shining down on Japan there, that is for sure. And they maintain their 1-goal advantage here. Casemiro. Ryan with Danilo flying up round the back of him. Guimaraes now. And cleared by Doan.
Brazil looks a lot more alive here now. They seem to have woken up.
Real test now of Japan's defensive resolve. Ryan against Nakamura. And again, he's delivered well. They're coming in from both sides, left and right now. Gabriel, that's decent.
Yes, goal.
For the equaliser by Casemiro.
Good. match goal.
Houston sways in yellow and green. The summer has found its rhythm. The carnival has found its heartbeat.
Finally goal
Brazil back in business.
goal हानिसक्यो ब्राजिलले गोल हानिसक्यो ब्राजिलले गोल हानिसक्यो थाहा भइहाल्छ नि लास्टमा कहिले पुग्छ
Well, you can feel it coming. The irony here is that Casemiro got caught on the Japanese goal by Kashu-Sano. Well, he's just equalized. There's no pressure on the delivery. He's outside of the back post. He pulls away from a defender and snaps in the sweetest of headers. Gets up beautifully, times it perfectly. And that is just a blurry orb that flies past Suzuki. But you can feel it coming. Brazil has woken up here. Their fans have woken up. Their energy and urgency is back now.
Well, how the atmosphere in here has changed. Did mention earlier on that he's been scoring a lot of headers for Manchester United in the season just gone.
Uncle. हेरौँ न अब
There's one for Brazil.
हुन्छ के हुन्छ थाहा
Levels the
भइहाल्छ
game in Houston.
जापानको नि खत्रै रहेछ टिम हैन
8 of his 9
जापानले
goals in the
दामी
Premier League
खेलिरहेको
last
तर
season.
पेल्न चाहिँ ब्राजिलले पेलिरहेको तर गोल हान्नु सकिरहेको छैन के एक गोल त हान्यो
Now it
हैन
really is game on again.
Well, if you're Japan, you got to say to yourself, you started to defend too deep. You had mentioned that. You didn't get any pressure on the delivery. You made it a little bit easy. And the more of those types of balls that were being bent in, there were warning signs prior to it. Cunha had a header that was close.
There is Casemiro, but given away cheaply. That might open the door for Maeda, but he was surrounded.
Good.
Here's Ryan. Out to Vinicius Junior.
Good, भाइ आन
Danger here.
मुला
Vinicius Junior, brilliant still. Off the inside of the post. And belted over by Cunha. Wow. Brilliant stuff from Vinicius Junior, but left looking at the heavens in frustration.
Just eye-popping. Through the legs, he's gone.
You're
not going to catch him.
के भयो खासमा यहाँ
And then with the outside, I think Suzuki got a hand on this.
पोलमा ठोकेर फर्के
He did. This is a huge save from Suzuki on Vinny Jr. to put that off the post. Because that was ticketed for the lower corner. Spectacular goalkeeping from Zion Suzuki.
The pace, the tempo, the intensity of the game now has gone up 2-3-fold, hasn't it?
Yeah, they brought it up another level here. They got their fans back in it now. You can feel it coming. The opening kickoff in the second half, you could just see Brazil looked a different team, ready to do more and ready to get back in this game.
Here's Wader for Japan. Ritsu Doan. Nicely done, Wader took it on the spin.
Good.
Gets away from him though.
Definitely Casemiro's onside. That back post area is a beautiful place to get. You pull off and away from a defender because their eyes are on the ball. He just does what he does best.
The right foot of Hiroki Ito playing him onside.
त्यो जापान पनि खतरै रहेछ क्या टिम
Brazilian royalty in attendance today. Ronaldo looking on, he'll be feeling much better about how this is
त्यसकै
going
end
now
भयो
for
त्यो
Brazil,
यसको
having
लागि
seen that Casemiro equaliser.
Yeah, so Japan is rattled a bit now. And they got to see if they can get themselves a little bit more composed here. Because that's
त्यो
an
मजाले हेर्न
incredible
छ
wave
बलले
of attacks from Brazil. Saw the obvious handball.
Vinicius Junior.
यो जुनियरले गोल हान्नुपर्छ क्या
Guimaraes.
गुड
Not one through. Well, the Douglas Santos or Vinicius Junior that didn't reach either of them.
Yeah, there's just not enough pressure on the ball. But that with or without pressure, this is a beautifully hung up ball at the back post. And look at that leap from Casemiro. I mean, the timing of it, nobody went up with him.
Casemiro, the second oldest goal scorer for Brazil at the World Cup, behind only Bebeto.
Tremendous crossing and finishing. What an example of it. This is good from Japan here now to take a bit out of it.
Luki's made 4 saves in the match. That'll run for Maeda, making a beeline for goal. Alisson there to deal with it.
Good save.
He's an absolute flyer, Maeda.
Well, that's the thing. They do have a lot of pace at the top of the pitch on transitions. They are deadly, Japan.
That has to be honored, and Brazil's fully aware of it. Now we're seeing Japan trying to get organized and press a little bit higher here.
Maeda closing that one down from Alisson.
सिग्नल गोल हान्छ
We've seen a few goalkeepers in the World Cup get caught in possession.
Good.
Vinicius Junior.
Good, very good. Good, मेरो भाइ.
Cunha to Guimaraes.
Anna.
Spins away from Maeda. Danilo. Oh, it's all coming together now for Brazil. Ryan.
Oi.
Great skill. Cunha. Ryan delivering. And Suzuki is there. But that was like the Brazil of old when I was growing up.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit more of the tricks and flicks and the great combination play and movement and mobility. They're definitely more alive here in the second half, but now it's got their goal. Now it's kind of settled into a period here of measuring each other again.
Well, it looked like one of the standout ties in the round of 32. It's delivered, hasn't it?
No question about it. And it's absolutely fascinating.
Maeda. He's got Marquinhos all over him. But he's got away from it. What a ball that is. No flag. Maeda. Junior Ito making his move into the penalty area now, but he takes it on himself and he really hit that. Spilled by Alisson. Really thundered goalwards. It's back in the hands of the Brazilian keeper.
Yeah, it's hit with tremendous power. It took a slight deflection. Alisson's all the way, though. Might wonder if that was the right decision, because he did have some options getting in and around the box. I also like the fact that he took the responsibility to try and produce a second goal for Japan.
Change on the way for Brazil. Gabriel Martinelli is down there and ready for action.
Can you imagine? Nice sub to have. Nice change to be able to make. Dipping into Gabriel Martinelli.
Vinicius Junior. Japan are readying changes as well. Hydration break not too far away. Ryan, Guimaraes. Vinicius Junior onto Santos. Good clear. Oh, Japan's goal scorer Sano.
But these crosses coming from wider areas, this has been a real bonus to kind of stretching out Japan a little bit more and creating little pockets of space.
Mateus Cunha is off, and Gabriel Martinelli is on. Japan making alterations of their own here. Yukinari Sugawara will be one of those to be introduced. So will Dunisuke Suzuki. And here's the first to make his entrance.
It's like Dewan's going out as well.
And Nakamura. Those the two to make way.
Suzuki or Ronaldo.
Well, now it's kind of reset to a game where Japan's playing for that moment again.
Japan.
With Brazil dominating all the possession.
Hydration break may well come at a good time for Japan, the way this is going at the moment.
This is the Brazil we all expected here in the second half.
Martinelli.
Everything just seems quicker, you know. The ball's leaving their feet quicker. Their decision making's quicker.
Ryan getting much more success down that side as well. Didn't see a great deal from him in the first half, but much more positive in the second. Beautifully poised this now. Casemiro. Ryan, again, getting the cross in. Martinelli with the outside of the boot. Casemiro, he's spotted Endrick. Slipped away, a few appeals for a penalty from behind that goal. And the referee tells Endrick to get back up off the floor.
We had about 60,000 fans also appealing for that penalty as well. I can't give that. He's won the header. Nobody's giving that.
Well, it's riveting. We've hit the hydration break. This game got top billing. And it's delivered. Japan in front. Brazil now level.
Hydration break भयो एक बराबर भइसक्यो है
So who we play? Local crew. They're the ones since 1990. Didn't matter who showed up. They owned them.
Oh, hydration break. Oh. कस्तो यार hydration break भइरहेको छु है हाइड्रेसन ब्रेक भने टाइम चलिरहेको रहेछ र
Japan won. And where is the next twist coming from, I wonder?
So the three high players are Ayan, Hendrick, and Vinny. Ayan and Vinny are getting the width here. And you wouldn't bet against Vinny in a game like this, although he just got dispossessed.
कुद्न सक्दैन मुजीदेखिलाई
Can't get the set piece.
And that was Martinelli, like he was man possessed here, trying to get back here and kill off that transitional moment.
Kamada. Noguchi. Sano.
Good.
The pass short.
Good.
Seen briefly by Douglas Santos. Now Danilo carrying Brazil up towards halfway. Guimaraes. Hendrick.
Good.
Vinicius Junior.
And
Maybe one thing on
Muzi.
his mind by the looks of this. And then put it into an area.
Oh, okay.
That was a rare moment where the entire Japanese team was turned and running back towards their own goal, which we have not seen a lot of tonight. They kept the game for the most part in front of them. That's what they do.
Ryan.
The focus, the concentration, the intense concentration, play without the ball like this is something special that Japan carries.
Gabriel sending that one over. And a miscued header, I think, from Ryan, but it did take a deflection. It's gone behind for the corner.
Well, Japan's living on the edge here, and that's the way they conceded their goal, right? That same area is where that delivery came from. And they're going to have to get out the crossers of the ball a little bit quicker. You can't bank on defending them. You got to get a few blocks in and throw the deliverer of the ball off a bit.
Loy.
It's a poor delivery, that. That is a waste, to say the least.
Chance to damage you, really.
We are only looking one way at the moment, Glenn, and that is away to our left. Brazil pushing, Brazil probing. Japan digging in. Marquinhos. Martinelli.
Man.
Vinicius Junior. Now trying to move Japan side to side and expose gaps here.
Well, when you decide to do it, it has to go quicker. That's the whole idea. You're moving it from one side of the pitch to the other, and then hopefully you're going to get Vinny isolated or in a place where there's some overloads.
Brazil have progressed from the first knockout round of the World Cup in the last 8 editions. And they make it a 9th here. Vinicius Junior.
Good, right?
Hendrick.
We can't go.
Well, he just lifted it, expecting Martinelli to have made a move, but he didn't.
Nothing.
Such an exciting player, though. Hendrick worked with Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, albeit briefly. He was injured for most of Ancelotti's time there, and when he was fit, Xabi Alonso barely used him. There's no doubt that he is the future of this Brazilian team, Hendrick. Here's Gabriel. Vinicius Junior. Douglas Santos with the opportunity to deliver the cross. Out to Martinelli. Well, Suzuki barely moved, he knew it was going wide.
Second balls like that, though, and balls that come off the fences. Somebody jumping on, he was always caught leaning back. It didn't drop for him perfectly. But you have to try it from there.
Double change for Japan here. Yuta Mashino is coming on. And Daichi Kamada is going off. And Tanaka of Leeds United is joining us as well. Junya Ito was the other player to leave the field. You've not gone anywhere to be tonight, Glenn, have you? Because I think it could be in for the long haul here.
We could be in for the long haul. It makes it even more dramatic.
Danilo very quickly shut down by Suzuki.
It does kind of give you that feel as we enter the 79th minute.
Now Casemiro dealing with that. Safely back to Alisson. Douglas Santos. Casemiro. Straight through the middle it goes. Ryan was the target. He hits the turf. Looks rather forlornly in the direction of the referee.
That was a good ball from Casemiro, and it's a good angled in run.
Another full house here at Houston, 68,777. All but one of the games here have been absolutely jam-packed. And even the Cabo Verde match with Saudi Arabia was only a couple hundred short of being a complete sellout. Hendrick. Good challenge from Tanaka. But then he gives it away. Ryan. And now Brazil lose it. Heading towards the last 10 minutes. Nothing to separate them. Not seen a crowd as energetic as this for as long as this. You can hear the drums beating in the background, but when you look around, particularly at the moment, the Japanese fans just bouncing up and down constantly. Kind of wear themselves out.
It's as if they're out there playing. I mean, that's the beautiful connection between supporters and players. Supporters really feel that they can help you win this. Doubt that influence exists.
Well, Japan had led in their 2 previous knockout matches coming into this and went on to lose both. They were 2-0 up with just over 20 minutes left against Belgium. In 2018, lost that. They were 1-0 up at half-time against Croatia 4 years ago. Lost on penalties.
He had a great job from Japan there to double up Vinny Jr.
And Brazil have picked them back here. Vinicius Jr. Making a dart for the line. Back heeled away from Sukiwara. Danilo. Gabriel.
Ui,
Diving header out from Taniguchi.
square.
Is there a winner in this? For the 90 minutes are up. Controlled on the chest by Danilo. Japan refusing to budge.
Japanese do a great job of when the point of attack is switched like that with a longer diagonal ball, they all shift over so quickly.
Martinelli delivering now.
Yeah.
Sells behind.
Nih ya.
Wader hoping to make this his. He did. It's tied up by Douglas Santos.
Saw him use his right arm to try to fend off Gabriel. He was trying to just drop the ball there for a runner to come and pick it up. But it's tough. It's tough to deal in the air with Gabriel and Marquinhos. And when you're a lone striker up there and maybe you have a secondary striker to help you, it's not easy.
Pushed inside for the on-running Danilo.
Ui.
Taken down.
Good.
Be a card for sure. Yeah. Suzuki. Here's
Yeah,
carded.
Suzuki match.
Second half's up. It's an obvious foul.
They no longer have Suzuki
It
match.
looks as though really that Maeda was going to be able to deal with him. I didn't know if he had to come in from that angle.
Free kick पाइरहेछ अब छिरा त भाइ एक गोल.
This is a very dangerous set piece from the area where this ball is, and this is something that you think is going to get whipped in very hard towards the back post.
Zion Suzuki on red alert here, the Japanese goalkeeper. Looks like will be Ryan, despite the presence of Guimaraes being there. We'll see. It is Ryan who goes through, deflected up and over.
Hendrick got ahead on that, I think, or it came off a Japanese defender. The idea here is just to hit this hard and wrap your foot around it. And it's good defending. The just help it over the crossbar.
Good defending there.
Suzuki, I think, who actually conceded the free kick in the first place, who flicked it clear. Brazil keeping the pressure on, the shape of a corner now. Very flat, flicked on by Casemiro. Vinicius Junior. Plenty in canary yellow inside the box. Brazil have got a man down inside that penalty area. Moraes digs out the cross with the outside of the boot. And behind it goes.
Gabriel Martinelli, it looks like.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, caught. Here he is trying to lean in there. He's got an errant arm. And that arm came from Maeda. Maeda got up earlier. And do go up with your arms extended. And that's why Martinelli got the worst of it. Maeda got up first.
Extra time looming large here. We're into the last 5 minutes now of the 90. Reminder, the winners go through to face either Côte d'Ivoire or Norway. Wader getting up well. Good run from Maeda. From left to right. Machino to Sugawara. Sano. They find the right ball in, no card.
This is where Brazil's got to go.
Hendrick looking to get Martinelli away. And Suzuki comes out a long way and clears for touch.
Alert goalkeeping. He saw what was transpiring and what happened with that loss of possession in midfield, so he was already thinking about being a covering player.
It's an assured presence in the goalkeeper. I've been really impressed with him throughout this tournament.
He's got some flamboyance to him too. He is an interesting goalkeeper, but he's got a good kicking game as well. Go back to that save he made on Vinny that he pushed off the post.
Yeah, superb that. Absolutely ridiculous save. Danilo. Ryan. Well, Suzuki put an arm in his chest, I think. Free kick given. We're hearing there'll be 6 additional minutes to be played at the end of the 90 here.
Still 8 minutes of football. A lot can happen in that time.
Might something happen here off this set play? Give a rise to one in. Marquinhos was rising. Vinicius Junior. Oh, suddenly it opens up. Bends one, deflected and away for a corner. We were right behind that, and that Japanese defence just opened up. Vinicius Junior took it on, and it's broken for the corner kick.
Well, Martinelli made a great run to peel 2 defenders off Vinny, and that allowed him to create his own shooting opportunity.
Corner played short. Ryan lofting one up there. Vinicius Junior. Twisting, turning. Trying to give 2 Japanese defenders the slip. Now Tanaka in a real tussle. And the 2 number 7s there. It's one in Brazil's favour, this free kick.
Tremendous from Vinny Jr. to fight back and recover and win the ball.
Whipped it again. Suzuki, a clean pair of hands. And maybe Japan can have a break of their own. Hoshino, who was a late replacement for the injured Wataru Endo. Intelligent pass left to right. Sugawara steps round to Douglas Santos. Only half away to Altanaka. Suzuki. Well, rather telegraph cross really, because Marquinhos knew exactly what was coming. He just belted away to touch. Problem down there, I think, for Casemiro. He's sat down inside his own box. There he is. And a change may be required here. There is some activity for Fabinho, I think. Here's the one being prepared.
Been quite the day for Casemiro.
Well, yeah, certainly involved in both goals. Not for good reasons, the first one, but much better reasons for the equaliser. And Fabinho, who now plays for Al Ittihad, is about to join us during his second World Cup.
You get a lot of experience with Fabinho. He's definitely a deputizing central midfield player, but he's a holding midfield type just like Casemiro. So you go to the bench for a guy that's got a tremendous amount of experience.
Now won the Champions League and Premier League whilst at Liverpool. It's the end of the road in this game for Casemiro. He seems to be struggling with his groin. Fabinho can't get on until Casemiro is off. Gets the green light. Japan have a throw.
A reminder, Paul, that all these injuries piling up, that depth is so important in a short tournament like this. You know, we don't know the degree of the injuries, but if there are injuries that are going to take more time, you're having to rely on others.
Yeah, they've got Rafinha already on the treatment table, don't forget. It's played through now to Endrick. Is this Brazil's moment? Martinelli is up there with him. Guimarães arriving on the scene. Endrick with it all to do. And great defending that from Taniguchi.
You said it. Taniguchi's not letting that cross in. Exceptional. Great positional sense from Taniguchi. He's a veteran, he's 34 years old. That's one of his trademarks, is blocking shots. Well, he sealed off that end line, didn't allow that delivery to get in.
Halfway through, the 6 added. Fabinho's header. It's a harmless one.
जित्यो अरे ब्राजिलले
Absolutely fantastic. It's the glory
जित्यो
game.
ब्राजिलले यहाँ म्याच सकेकै छैन मेरो यहाँ त लाइभ नेट स्लो भएर यार ब्राजिलले जितेछ ल गोल हानेको हेरौँ न मागेर मेरो यहाँ नेट स्लो भएर त्यो पुगेकै छैन त्यसमा ओए ल गोल ब्राजिलले जितिहाल्यो नि म कसम गुड
earlier in this game about the value of the repress today for Brazil, and this is after they repressed and won the ball. But Martinelli gets a great position between two defenders. They can't close him down in time.
Yes.
How quickly he gets that shot off is a big, big key here.
Brazil जित्यो भने त
And it's absolutely fantastic. It's the glory game. It's Martinelli. It's Brazil. And they do it in the final minute of stoppage time here. It does not come easy, but it comes in beautiful fashion.
Well, Koki Agawa is going to come on for Japan with barely any time to make a difference. And Brazil going to bring on Danilo Santos.
Well, what Japan's going to do here after these changes, I think, they're lining everybody up on the halfway line, and they're going to knock it as deep as they possibly can and just run it down as a group.
This knockout game barrier is just something that Japan can't seem to clear.
And Brazil's fully aware of this. You can see amongst their players, they're talking about, be careful off this kickoff. You can actually see the intention of Japan.
Sugawara is over the ball.
ब्राजिलले हान्यो त सोल्डी ब्राजिलले हान्यो त यार दिएको हो त
One last push perhaps from Japan. Try and keep their tournament alive here. Flattered into touch. He took a pick off a Japanese leg as well, and that was celebrated wildly. Free kick awarded to Hendrick, who says you're not just allowed Martinelli to stride on with the ball there.
प्लस 6 मिनेट भनेको
The
8
most space
मिनेट
Brazil
भइसक्यो
found all night because of this tough collective defending. But there's the repress. We spoke about it. Beautiful ball. Absolutely fantastic ball from Bruno Guimaraes to pick out Gabriel Martinelli, who positioned himself between two defenders in a great place, and then delivers the goods and the goal, and likely the game.
Well, Brazil will be heading to New York, New Jersey, as things stand, unless Japan can find one big chance late in the game. Well, Machino penalised for a foul.
Now Brazil's just got to push up the field, hit this long. Finish this off, but here's your star man, Gabriel Martinelli. There's another star man, Ronaldo.
With Bebeto alongside him.
And Bebeto. Men that know what it is to win a World Cup.
But what it must be like for these Brazilian players to have those legends following them around wherever they go. It does apply a lot of pressure, doesn't it?
It does apply a lot of pressure, no question.
Brazil now seconds away. Suzuki pumping it long. Towering header from Martinelli. Sugawara's flick. Danilo Santos clearing. Anywhere will do now.
ब्राजिलले दुई गोल हाने त
Well, Carlo Ancelotti, a finger of
यो
calmness
2-1
amid chaos down
ब्राजिलले
on the touchline.
हानिसक्यो
Both benches are standing up, every single player.
गुड
Brazil march on to the round of 16 in the most dramatic of circumstances.
ब्राजिलले हान्यो 2-1
Knockout heartbreak for Japan.
बिचरा जापान यार जापानको माया लाएर आयो यार
But the quest for the elusive sixth star remains a reality. The ghosts of 2002 are kept at bay for another day. The journey to the summit, that long and agonising climb continues. But Brazil lives to dream again. Gabriel Martinelli in the 96th minute wins it. They come from behind to go through by 2-1.
Absolutely spectacular moment for Brazil. They wake up in the second half. They have a wonderful opponent to credit for waking them up in Japan. Japanese won the first half. Brazil won the second half. Got the vital goal. And of all things, it comes off the repress, which now has become really the primary way of scoring goals. And Brazil does it in big fashion. And you see some real nice moments here consoling opponents. But that's your star man right there, Gabriel Martinelli. And Brazil will go on, as you mentioned, to seek out another star.
Tanaka being consoled by the Brazilians. He was the one who turned the ball over as they went on to get that second goal. But Japan should be mightily proud of what their players have given. That was a real examination for Brazil. Really, really was.
And I think, Paul, it's the perfect type of game you would want at this point after coming off big wins, Scotland and Haiti, to now carry into a game like this against a low block defending team, have this kind of performance, show in the second hand you can respond. I mean, look what it means here. It's so emotional for Tanaka.
Brazil's latest winning goal at a World Cup ever is the goal that takes them through and spells the end of the road again for Japan. But the 5 times winners, all smiles today in Houston. Vinicius Jr. unable to add to his collection of goals at this tournament, very nearly did, remember. Fabulous save from Suzuki.
But despite not scoring today, Vinny Jr. was great. He worked defensively, he pushed the attack, he helped get that excitement and energy going in the second half and brought them to life, I think. So I think Vinny Jr. deserves a lot of credit for his application.
I think we saw the real Brazil, didn't we, in the second half? There was a spell where they really upped the ante. We saw them getting wide. Ryan was taking his man on more regularly, looking really positive. The passing was slicker, it was quicker, and that's what we expect from players like this, don't we?
Yeah, it came in the second half, but they're going to have to be careful as they get deeper and deeper into the tournament. You're not going to be afforded that time to find your game in the second half. You're going to have to find it from the opening kickoff. That's a good feeling down here right now. You're Brazilian.
Well, the carnival is in town, isn't it? What a piece of Rio to Houston, Texas.
I see a sense of relief on Brazil as well, which I think you can see every time they win a game. But I think they knew this was a tremendous test today. I think a slight sense of relief, and that man equalized via the header, Casemiro.
जापानको लास्ट माइला यार कस्तो रोइरहेको छ जापान यार माइला यार जापानको यार लास्ट यार के गर्नु त एक भनेपछि यार ल गुड नाइट एभ्रिवान गुड नाइट ल गुड नाइट ब्राजिलले जित्यो ल है गुड नाइट एभ्रिवान